Hey, K-Flan.
Hey, WAP, what are we up to today?
Today we're going to look at random numbers in Python, which is this idea that we can nerd out with random data, just like rolling a dice, but we can do this entirely virtually with the random library in Python. So to do that, we're going to first have to import a new library. This is going to be similar to importing pandas as PD, but it's a different library, and this library lets us deal with randomness inside of Python.
And it's called random.
The library is exactly called random. So what we're going to do is we're just going to import random. And unlike pandas, we don't usually abbreviate this in any way. We're just going to say import random. And then instead of doing import random as like RD or something, we're just going to refer to it as random. When we did import pandas as PD, we referred to it as PD.
Yep.
And then there's going to be two different functions we're going to use extensively throughout the rest of this course.
What's the first one?
The first one is to randomize a whole number between and including two specific endpoints. So if I want a random number to simulate this dice, for example, the lowest possible value I could get is a 1, and then the highest possible value I can get is a 6, right? So to randomize a range between 1 and 6, including both 1 and 6, we can do random.randint. Then open in parentheses and put the minimum value and the maximum value that we want to randomize. So this will give us a random number that includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And Carly, it looks like you have Python pulled up in Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, I do. Let's test it out. So the very first thing I'm going to do is actually import random, just like Wade said. I ran that line of code and I got the green check mark. Yep, no output yet, but when I do random.randint 1, 6, I should get a random dice roll from 1 to 6. And I got 4 the first time.
Awesome, and because it's a truly random number, just like rolling this dice, there's a 1 in 6 chance I might be able to get a 4 again, but it's more likely than not I'm not going to get a 4,
that
right?
You're going to get something else. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and run the code again. And I ended up getting a 1. Then I got a 4. Then I got a 1. A 6. A 2. 2 again. 4. And so on.
Awesome. So one thing I want to nerd out with is what if we just make sure this works as we expect? And instead of ending it with 6, what if we do a random number between 1 and 100, just to make sure we really understand the range and how it works?
Yeah, so now I should be able to get numbers bigger than 6, but not anything larger than 100. So I got 78 the first time.
Awesome.
Second time I got 90. Then I got 34, then I got 64. It looks like this is doing exactly what we would expect. The last one I got 2.
And I want to do one more thing as we're talking about randint, is often people will constrain random numbers to positive numbers, but it's just any number in a sequence. So if I start out with negative 100, Carly, does that seem like it should work?
It seems like it should, so let's test it out. So I'm going to change 1 to negative 100, and I got negative 55. I got negative 62. 91, 89, 16, negative 27. Awesome. It looks like it does exactly what we would expect.
So we have one idea of how we can randomize a number. And if we have just a range of numbers like rolling a dice or drawing specific numbers or spinning a wheel that has numbered labels or even selecting a specific index from a data frame that's organized into a list of sequential numbers, random.randint is a really useful tool. But there's a second random command that we're also going to use a ton. And this is when we have a list of options that we care a lot about. And we want to choose between one of those lists of options. So to do that, we can use the second random command, which is random.choice. And when we do random.choice, we open up the parentheses. And inside the parentheses, this is going to be a list of all options to choose between. And this list of all options to choose between is a list. And we discussed lists earlier in this course, where we're going to use a square bracket and put each individual element inside of our list separated by commas. So I can use either numbers or strings. I'm going to start out with numbers.
OK, perfect.
So I might want to choose between some prime numbers. So 2 is a prime, 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is a prime, and 11 is a prime. So I believe these are the first 5 primes. And what we can do is choose a prime number between these first 5 primes by doing random.choice, open parentheses, square bracket 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, separated by commas, close the square brackets, then close the parentheses. And Karle, it looks like you're already typing that up over there.
Yeah, so I have random net choice, and then I'm putting in my list of primes. So I have 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. And then when I run this code, I end up getting 11 the first time. I got 3 the second time, 2 the third time, then 7, then 5, then 2.
Awesome. So we see that we can randomly choose any number inside of this list. And because it's a Python list, it can contain any type of data. So I can change out this list. Instead of using prime numbers, I can go ahead and edit my code. And maybe we'll say kflan or waf if we want to make a little program to decide who's going to have to do the next video.
Ooh. Let's see, the moment of truth. So I'm going to change out my list. Now I have a list of strings. The first one is kflan. The second one is WAF. Because they're strings, I have to put them in quotes. And it looks like, oh, wait, WAF, it's you.
Hey, I get to do the next video. Awesome. So this is randomization, and I'll see you at the next one.